This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. Tonight it's game number 2 of the doubleheader from steamy hot Busch Stadium. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates and the St. Louis Cardinals. Welcome to the broadcast booth here at Busch Stadium. That's Brad Thompson. I'm Dan McLaughlin. Jim Hayes is with us as well, getting you set for game number 2. And it's Miles Mikolas going tonight. His last time out, Brad. One of the best starting performances we've had this year.
That was a throwback, a baseball game in 2022, under 2 hours, and it was because Miles Mikolas was out there pumping strike against the Rays. 8 innings. He punched out 9. Didn't walk anybody. The lone mistake, a 2-run home run, ended up being the decider in that series. But Miles Mikolas, Dan, he has been so good this year.
Let's go a little bit further into the year of Miles Mikolas. Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage. He's been one of the best in the National League.
Well, he's racking up innings, which the Cardinals really needed coming into this year. They need to know where the innings were coming from. He's throwing tons of strikes and top 10 in ERA. Miles Mikolas is exactly what the Birds needed out of him this year.
So Mikolas on the mound for game number 2. Earlier today, milestones aplenty, especially with number 4. A closer look at that next on Bally Sports.
In the Gateway City, earlier in game 1, Yadier Molina, a couple of milestones for Yadi. First and foremost, getting a base knock in the game 1.
And the Cardinals trying to make it 3 wins in a row in this series against Pittsburgh. Cardinals and Pirates in game 2 tonight. Tommy Edman, Brad, back in the lineup tonight.
Tommy Edman has hit in 11 of his last 12. He's getting on base a ton. He's playing great defense. We talk about the consistency of Paul Goldschmidt a lot. How about the consistency of this guy? Every single day, he's answering the bell. He's in the lineup. Wherever you ask him to play, he's producing for you.
Tommy, he's doing it at short or at second. How about this play last night? Started at short, moved to second, comes up with a gem.
Everything about this had to be perfectly timed. You see Tommy, he gets his feet ready, he crouches down, and he makes a great play, whether it's ranging up the middle or making leaping catches. He's been awesome.
It was a frustrating game 1 for Vogelback and the Pirates. And tonight, it's game number 2 here from Busch. Baseball comes your way next. Midwest, brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. By Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. And by CarShield. CarShield cars go farther. Cardinals with a win in game 1 of the doubleheader. And they are now 36-27, 9 games above the 500 mark in first place of the NL Central. It's 95 degrees, feels like 104 on a hot night here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Glad you're with us with Jim Hayes and Brad Thompson. I'm Dan McLaughlin, and it's Cardinals baseball on Bally Sports Midwest.
Well, the Cardinals have gotten the first couple of wins in this series, and they've done so with rookie pitchers on the mound. It was Thompson, it was Liberatore, and now it's Miles Mikolas making his 13th start of the season. The Hyundai pitch arsenal here for Miles. You know he runs the 4-seam up there, has the good sink. He makes a living, though, out of throwing that slider and just getting guys to reach out, little tappers. Miles has been good.
Derek Shelton and the Pirates are now 24-36, and it has been a tough go. Long losing streak coming into play tonight. And the Pirates have Marcano at the top, then Reynolds and Sawinski, Vogelback, Kanan, Smith, and Jigbob, Castillo, Park, Chang, and Perez. A tough go for Pittsburgh, and with the loss in game 1, that's now 8 straight. They have dropped. They're 10.5 back in the NL Central behind the St. Louis Cardinals. Tucupita Marcano, the leadoff man for Pittsburgh, had 3 lineouts in game 1. Hit the ball well.
He hit the ball hard. Nothing to show for it, but you still got to be careful with him.
And the first pitch swung on and hit out of play. Miles Mikolas, his strike rate this year, 69%. That's 5th highest among starters in Major League Baseball, tops in the National League. And the 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. His last start was back on June 9th at Tampa Bay in a terrific game, a complete game loss. 85 pitches, went 8 innings. Strike 2. And the second time in his career to have a complete game with no walks. And the first was against these Pirates. He had an 8-hit shutout here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis in 2019. And the 1-2.
You just think about that. 85 pitches in 8 innings. Just pounding the zone, letting the opposition get themselves out. He did get his strikeouts in that one, punching out 9.
Missed in, and it's 3-2. Miles Michaelis has got 1 run of support or fewer in 7 of his starts. He's received no runs in 5 of his starts. And he's had the matchup against some of the game's best.
I was going to say it's time to change his luck today, hopefully against the Pirates and Bryce Wilson, who's had his struggles against the Cardinals.
And the 3-2. Ground ball. Right side. Taken by Goldie. A flip to Michaelis and the out. Let's go around the horn, presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Goldie was the DH in game 1. Pujols was at first, so Goldie back there. Then Gorman at second, Edman at short, Donovan at third, Kisner behind the plate. And the outfield features Yepez in left, Bader in center, Carlson in right. And the switch hitting, Brian Reynolds. 255 with 10 home runs. And he is driven in 19. Talk about these 645 starts. Tough Sun Field. And that's the case right now for any right fielder. And it's Dylan Carlson for the Cardinals. Positioned perfectly. The shortstop, Tommy Edman, 2 away. Man, this is not easy. Those 645 starts for a right fielder.
No, you hang with them, right? You try to get as much angle as you possibly can. Utilize that glove to shield yourself. You'll see, Dylan Carlson, or you'll end up seeing in this ball game, Jack Sawinski out in right. Probably position their bodies a little bit differently. Certainly got the shades on. And it helps if you just keep the ball on the ground.
And Miles will do that when he's right. Only time that he has not thrown at least 5 innings was his first start of the season against Pittsburgh back on the 9th of April. Went 3 2/3, 6 hits in that game. Every other start, though, really good for Miles. Back healthy.
It just looks different this year than it has. And we only saw him in 9 starts in the previous 2 years combined. But it's an added element to this rotation when you got a guy that can provide you innings. That's exactly what he's going to do. Miles has talked about him. He wants to be a guy that shoulders the load and gives you 200+ innings.
I do wonder if that will catch up with him. The lack of pitching the last couple of years towards the tail end of this season. It is something to think about.
Yeah, or you hope it's the flip side.
Yeah.
And he's as built up and as strong. You know this about Miles, and it's different pitching and building up innings. But I mean, this guy is a workout freak. He's in there. He takes care of his body. He's going to be ready for this long haul.
Swing and a miss. And a strikeout for Michaelis. And the Pirates go 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Edman, Donovan, Goldie coming up, and there's no score. Donovan, who batted first in the Game 1 doubleheader here in St. Louis. Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Gorman. And then it's Juan Yepez, Dylan Carlson, Pujols, Bader, and Kisner. And Bryce Wilson, right-hander, going tonight for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Came over from Atlanta for Richard Rodriguez. So Wilson, the righty, winless, 0-3 ERA over 7.5.
Well, the Cardinals have a little bit to do with that ERA. The Hyundai pitch arsenal here from Bryce Wilson, the 4-seam fastball. He uses the sinker, so a lot of heaters. And then mixes in the slider, the changeup, and the curve. The Cardinals, last time they faced him, they just jumped all over the fastball. Jumped on it up in the zone. That's going to be the plan today.
And Tommy Edman to lead it off. Riding an 11-game hitting streak against the Pirates, 20 for 48. Third longest active streak against Pittsburgh. First pitch hit out to deep right. It's at the wall. Gone! The first pitch that he sees, Edman hits it down the right field line. And just like that, 1-0, St. Louis.
You got people still getting their food. They're looking around the corner saying, what just happened? Was that the first pitch? Tommy Edman has done so much damage early. First pitch swinging, fastball elevated from Bryce Wilson, and his troubles against the Cardinals continue. What a start to a game.
His 5th career leadoff homer, and now it's Donovan. Brendan Donovan on base a couple of times in game 1. And a breaking ball, taken low, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Tommy Edman now at 12 games straight against Pittsburgh. That didn't take long.
Yeah, why waste any time?
And the 2-0 pitch to Donovan. Grounded foul.
Dan, you mentioned the losing streak that the Pirates are coming into. They've lost their last 8 games. How do you think they feel after one pitch?
Wow.
It's like, here we go.
Yeah. Especially the way the game ended last night, up 5-0. Wilson in his career against St. Louis, 4 games, 3 starts, 10 2/3, and now 18 earned. It's a 3rd home run he's allowed against the Cardinals, and in those 4 games the average is .431 against him. The 2-2. Foul back.
Well, it was Wilson who was the starter against the Cardinals on May 22nd. You might remember that date because that's when they scored 18 runs, and a bunch of those were off of him. He went an inning and 2/3, 6 hits, 7 earned. So they've had his number, and it's been a lot of this. That fastball up that Tommy hit out, even the last one that Brendan Donovan fouled off.
And the 2-2 pitch. Donovan pulls it foul. That was a Sunday afternoon game at PNC Park. That was a game that we saw Yadier Molina pitch in for the first time.
Yes.
Albert hit a couple of home runs.
Nolan Gorman had himself a day.
Donovan, base hit, fair inside the 3rd base line. He'll take the wide turn around first base. He'll stop there. Again, against the shift, beautiful piece of hitting.
This is a pretty good pitch here by Bryce Wilson. It's a changeup, it's down, and it is away off the plate. But all Donovan does is stick the bat out. That's it. And then, to your point, it's a wide open left side. I mean, I'm not sure you could have placed that on the line any better.
And now it is Goldschmidt, homered in game 1. Home run number 14, and he's driven in 51 on the year. Oof. That's the pitch you were talking about.
He was going for 53 right there.
Oh, boy.
So 51 in 60 games so far. His career high is 125. I'd say quite attainable at this pace.
I think so.
Not great at math, but feel pretty good about it.
Yeah. The 0-1. And Goldie lifts a fly ball out to deep center field. Reynolds is back near the wall. Leaps, gone! It's over the wall. It's in center. Freeze is landing. The 2nd home run. 3-0 Redbirds. '15 home runs. RBIs 52 and 53. MVP.
If you missed the first try again. This one's down, and it just traveled. Bryce Wilson cannot believe what he's seeing. Reynolds drifting and drifting on this, and maybe if he gets back to the wall a little bit quicker, he might have a chance to snag this thing just out of the reach. But Brian Reynolds didn't think this ball was going to go as far as it did.
Wow. And a tough start for Shelton and the Pirates here in game 2. 3-0 Cardinals. Gorman a base hit the other way. 4 consecutive hits to start the night for St. Louis. Well, Bryce Wilson, his last start was back on June 9th at AAA with Indy. 6 innings, 6 hits, gave up a run. His last start, as you talked about, Brad, in the big leagues is the game the Cardinals scored 18 runs. He's got to be a little shell-shocked right now.
Yes. No, for sure. And really, this conversation is just giving him a little bit of a breather. I'm not sure what else you can tell him. You know, get the ball down, move it in and out, but he's just in some trouble right now. A couple of long balls and then a couple of ground balls to the left side. Just good hitting. I really like that out of Nolan Gorman right there. He gets a pitch away. He sees that that left side is open. We know about the power. You'll take the singles.
The Pirates defensively, Kanan, Smith, and Jigba. First ever start in the big leagues. The catcher Delay made his major league debut in game 1. And Jigba wound up getting the base hit and his first ever hit in the 9th inning off of Gallegos. And Around the Horn is presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. There's Juan Yepez. 281, 5 home runs. Ooh, and that gets Perez. Ouch. Slow to get up. Looks like he got him in the knee. Sometimes it'll kind of, we've seen it a million times, Brad, sneak through that protective shin guard knee pad where it's not all one, so it just sneaks in there and it catches the bone or flesh. That hurts.
Yeah, small unprotected area there, and oftentimes even one that catches you flush off of a padded area can hurt.
Cardinals got a home run on the first pitch. Tommy Edman. Donovan battled, then picked up a base hit inside the third base line. Goldie is homered in 3 straight. The base hit by Gorman the other way. And the 0-1 pitch to Yepez. And it's 0-2. Tell you, if that's Tommy Edman or Sosa, O'Neill, Bader, that first pitch right after that, you're running.
Yeah, you're right.
Teams will do that all the time. Shift for Yepez on the left side. And a swing and a miss. And the first out is a strikeout for Wilson. The switch hitting Dylan Carlson. Brad Thompson, your Toyota key to the game.
Well, so far so good on this one. It's cash them in. Cash them in. You get opportunities. You get ducks on the pond. You got to be able to get the big hit to get them in. So far, a couple of really big hits. Tommy Edman off the bat, and then the 2-run home run. But you get opportunities. 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position in game 1. Got to cash them in this one.
Shift on the right side. Carlson had the big home run to tie it last night. And that pitch taken for a strike. That home run was from the other side of the plate, and then he picked up a double later from this side of the plate.
When Dylan Carlson is going, everything looks so effortless for him. He's just such a natural athlete. Both the home run opposite field and the double look so smooth.
And the 0-1. And it's an effortless swing in which the ball jumps off the bat.
Yeah. Well, it was only the second opposite field home run of his young career last night. And it looked like just with the swing, the way the ball flew off his bat, it looks like that's just his natural swing path. I think we got more and more power coming, to the opposite field in his future.
So 1 out, runner at first. Count of 0-2 on Dylan Carlson. Puts it in play. Back to Wilson. Ooh, almost threw it away, and Carlson is safe at first. Took a little time to get it out of the glove. Then the high throw. No chance to get Dylan Carlson.
No, and the way that things are going right there, you kind of knew this wasn't going to go smooth. First, I kind of thought he was going to sail it into center field, but legitimately, that should be a double play against Dylan. Dylan runs well, but if he fields that ball, we've seen the defense just be an issue for this Pirates team. All it takes is that little bobble and a bad feed, and there's your double play.
4 errors in game 1 committed by the Pirates. 3 coming from Diego Castillo.
I'm not even sure he stayed on the bag there at second base.
I think the Cardinals may review this and ask for a challenge. And when it rains, it pours right now for the Pirates.
Yeah. Well, the pull from Bryce Wilson.
St. Louis is challenged.
That was a good call challenging this. That throw from Bryce Wilson absolutely pulls him off the bag here and never gets back to it.
Was the toe on the bag when he made the catch? And if it was, barely, but certainly when he came back down, he wasn't near the bag. That's the kind of play too. If you put it in your back pocket, you just say, look, I'm not going to make the throw, but I'm going to step on the bag. We're going to get this out no matter what. Oh boy, this is a good example on that view where they can come back and enhance it to see if he is on the bag. They can blow that frame by frame up in New York and take a look as to whether or not the toe is on the bag.
Dan, I think I can get your credit card under that. I feel pretty confident. The view is tough, but I feel like he was off.
I would say this too. If I'm Ollie, I think it's a good challenge. You're already up 3-0, and you got Albert coming up. Get after it.
Yes.
Keep pouring it on. A lot of managers are reluctant to do this early in a game. But the way things are going for the Pirates, the way things are going in this series, let's find out.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is out. St. Louis loses their challenge.
Well, the Pirates catch a break here on this one. I think it was very close. I feel like that was one of those calls that either way that it went, either way it was called on the field, it was going to be tough to overturn it.
And now it is Albert Pujols. So he tied Jim Bottomley for the most games played at first base in Cardinals history in game 1. And Albert pulls it foul. Overlooked in that game. Albert Pujols, he did pick up a base hit. And he is now tied with Willie Mays for total bases all time in baseball. Third most, 6,080. Up next, Stan the Man, 6,134. He's about due. Albert, a rope, and it's caught at second. Marcano, fine play at second base. Blistered off the bat of Pujols at 108 miles an hour. Home run by Edman just over the wall. If you can do it, I can do it just over the wall. Goldie, 3-0 St. Louis. The home run hitters in the first inning for St. Louis. We check in with Jim Hayes.
Jimmy!
A single last night, 3 hits the day before, including a 2-run homer. Juan Yepez is starting to get hot again. Yepez credits a slight adjustment at the plate. He's keeping his front side closed. Juan told me sometimes I get too jumpy. I'll step toward third base or my hips will fly open. It robs me of my power and I end up hitting pop-ups. Yepez says Jeff Albert, Turner Ward have helped him work his way out of it. But he said Albert Pujols was the first guy to point it out to him. And Danny, that little adjustment, closing it up, is something you guys picked up on days ago.
Yeah, just opening up that slight bit. Vogelback, curveball, a beauty in there for a strike. Well, I threw it down to Jim, and I'll tell you what, Brad, you're all Jimmy. You're all over that.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm just excited. I know that Jim's got the energy for a doubleheader. He's going to have great information like he does.
Slowly hit to the right side, and Donovan, the third baseman, making the play. Well, I appreciate your energy, and we throw it down to Jim. He's always got great info. And you jumped right on it, Jimmy. The 2022 Chevrolet MLB All-Star Ballot. It's now open. Vote daily at MLB.com/vote. Send your favorite Cardinal to LA this summer.
Pretty good read right there, Danny.
Thank you, BT. What's the matter with you?
Oh no.
Kanan Smith in Jigba. He was originally drafted by the Yankees in the 4th round of 2017. Traded to Pittsburgh, part of the Jameson Taillon deal. He was hitting .277 at AAA this year. He is the brother, you may know, of the Ohio State wide receiver. And that's Jackson Smith in Jigba.
He had a monster year last year, over 1,600 yards.
95 catches, 9 touchdowns. He was second in the nation at yards per game. He was the Rose Bowl MVP, his brother. Pretty athletic family, I'd say.
Well, Dad played football too at Stephen F. Austin.
Not bad. And apparently that hits him. So he's had 2 major league at bats. It's a double, and now hit by pitch, and the first base runner for the Pirates tonight. Got him on the back foot. Then it got Kisner.
That's a twofer.
Did you get enough rest between games?
Not enough. Who needs rest though? The team's winning.
I'm concerned about you at this point.
That'll be fine.
Jimmy and Danny and a twofer.
He's going to get another twofer here, by the way.
Would be a double play.
That would be the one I'm looking for.
All
yeah.
right. Cardinals turned a pair in that first inning, or rather that first game, I should say.
Yep, 63 on the year now.
And I was thinking of the innings with Dakota Hudson. He had 4 turned on Sunday in the first 4 innings. The 0-1 pitch off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Diego Castillo. I like what the Pirates are doing here. Castillo had a really tough game. He had 3 throwing errors coming into play in game 1. He had 2 on the season. And when you have young players, it's a balancing act of trying to keep their confidence up. And he's struggling a little bit here at the plate, hitting just above 200. But, you know, you're saying, hey, we believe in you. It's okay. We're putting you back out there.
Yeah, go get him again. The last thing you need is Diego Castillo to sit on that game where he had 3 errors.
Exactly.
Be thinking about it.
Ground ball left side. Donovan gloves. That's 1. That's 2. It's a double play. Donovan, Gorman, Goldschmidt, and the double play. The 59th turned on the ground by St. Louis in 2022. Full coverage cam. The Cardinals with 36 wins, leading the division. It's only 1 back of the Dodgers, by the way. As much as we talk about the behemoth that the Dodgers are, they have 37 wins going into play today. And the Mets, the division leader out east, they're 40-22. And charging hard, though, the Atlanta Braves. They have won 12 in a row. And Atlanta with a big lead over Washington early on as Bader's hit by the pitch.
Pretty big blow, though, for Atlanta, losing Ozzie Albies. Fractured his foot yesterday. Yeah. That's tough. I really enjoy watching him play.
I think it happened, Brad, on a swing where his cleat got caught. And it was just one of those oddities of him trying to turn on a pitch.
Just rolled it.
And, yeah, and the cleat caught and kind of snapped a bone. And he is, in talking with those with the Atlanta Braves, you know, Acuna, great player. Some of the others that are big names, but he's the guy that kind of gets them going.
I always see him just smiling and in the middle of everything.
Really good player. See if the Cardinals want to do some running with Bader. And that pitch hit out of play by Andrew Kisner. 2 strikes on Andrew. Last time the Cardinals and Pirates faced off in a twin bill was September of 2020, and St. Louis swept that doubleheader. Cardinals played a bunch in that game, or that shortened season of 2020. The doubleheaders.
So many doubleheaders.
The COVID season tied him up, and a strikeout of Kisner. The second strikeout for Wilson. Tommy Edman saw 1 pitch first time up and hit it out of the ballpark down the right field line.
Tommy! Just getting it going.
That's the theme for you tonight.
That's the one. Yeah, what a way to start a game. And as a starting pitcher, you come into the game and you have a game plan. All right, this is how it's going to go. I'm going to set him up with the fastball. I'm going to get in there with the slider. Boy, that messes everything up pretty quickly.
I bet. And a check on Bader. Edman 15 steals. Bader 14. They're 1-2 in the National League in steals this year. Have a little fun with these two as well. You got Bader at the bottom of the lineup, Edman at the top, and now you've got them in a situation. Do you hit and run? Do you bunt? Put pressure on the defense? All kinds of things you can do. As Tommy hits it left side, and that'll find the seats out of play.
I also like the look of Bader there at 9, Tommy at 1, and Donovan at 2. So you got some guys that can get on base in front of Goldie. Some opportunities there.
I wonder how reluctant right now Ollie is starting to get with the way that Goldie is swinging the bat, because you take the risk of the stolen base and say, well, my guy could be caught, but Goldie could bring him in with 1 swing. As Edman hits a little flare into right, that ball is down. Bader racing to third. In there. Good base running, Harrison Bader. Cardinals, the best team in baseball, going first to third. That's a good read.
It was a really good read. It was a curveball down and into that Tommy Edman was able to just serve into right field, and Harrison Bader had an eye on it, picked up his third base coach, and knew that he could turn it on. He turns around to look, sees it's going to be down, and he's off.
And now it's Donovan with runners at the corners for St. Louis. Cardinals trying to go to 10 games above 500. Now you can really have fun with Tommy Edman and Harrison Bader on the base paths. And you know that a guy like Donovan is not afraid to hit with 2 strikes.
Yes. No, I would be inclined to apply the pressure right now. It just feels like the Pirates are ready to burst at the seams.
In the infield brought in the corners by Pittsburgh. Most pitches seen per plate appearance. The average nearly 4.5 for Donovan, behind Taylor. G-Man Choi is third on that list of the Tampa Bay Rays. All kinds of room on the left side of the infield. Can poke it through or just go to right with a base hit to make it 4-0. Edman to second, on his way to third, and Donovan is 2 for 2. A single inside the third base line, and now a base hit to right. Man, is he fun to watch.
He really is. He really is. And this is another elevated fastball from Bryce Wilson. It's up and in, turns and burns on it. Another RBI, another first to third. Keep the wheels turning here.
Two-run homer in the first inning for Paul Goldschmidt, number 15. And he's driven in 53 and looking for more. 1 out, 2 on. And a pitch off the plate for a ball. The Kia player profile and the season for Goldschmidt against Pittsburgh: 6 extra base hits, 3 home runs. He's driven in 8. The OPS, ridiculous. And the 1-0. And that's really what teams, when you start asking those in the front office, what are you looking at offensively with players? And it's OPS, on base plus slugging.
Yeah, that's a number that pops up a lot. I still believe that there is, hitting for average can still be a good thing, but it's not everything. I mean, what are you slugging? Are you drawing your walks? And this guy he's a perfect hitter. And I mean that in the fact that he doesn't expand. He hits for power, hits for average.
And he's hitting the ball everywhere. And you look at the different zones in the box. So you've got like 9 in that box. Top 3, middle, bottom. And everything is red.
Yes.
I mean, he's hitting everything.
Yep. And as we talked about before, I mean, there are some areas where you can maybe get there inside sometimes. If you make a mistake, he'll make you pay for it.
And the 2-1 is out to deep center again. Yes! He's done it again. The man is ridiculous. He's flat out ridiculous. 3-run homer. His second of the game. Goldie is driven in 5. MVP. It's unbelievable. Remarkable. Excitement. Astonishing. Incredible. It's everything.
That was a lot of adjectives, and this is another mistake that he punishes. Fastballs, sliders, changeups, curveballs, whatever you got. It ain't good enough for this guy. If you throw anything in the zone, he has got a chance to punish it, and the crowd is going wild for Goldie right now.
They want the curtain call, but Goldie's trying to stick behind the scenes. He's driven in 5. We are only in the second inning. They keep standing. They want it. Waino's trying to get him to come out. They were not going to sit until he did that.
No, this was going to get even more awkward. Even Nolan Gorman said, dude, will you just come out?
Here's a 1-0. And Gorman lines it foul.
Dan, I'm gonna buy us a thesaurus for up here, because we're gonna need more words for Goldie.
I'm trying my best.
Oh, you did great. I mean, that was a whole lot of them, but we need more.
And it's 1-2. We're gonna run out of words with the way that he's going.
We'll run out of baseballs.
Man, oh man.
As a pitcher, you're thinking, can you just hit a double? A double would be okay.
And Gorman hits it in the air out to center. And that'll be Reynolds under it. Paul Goldschmidt, 2 home runs already. He's up to 16. And he's driven in 5 of the 7. And he's got 56 runs batted in. Again, let's remind everybody, it is June 14th.
This is Goldie's 61st game, and he's got 55 driven in.
Amazing. So 2 outs and nobody on, and Juan Yepez. He's been good here in St. Louis, but not like this, and that's saying something, because he's been awfully good. Yepez, the grounder, bobbled at third by Park. Throw offline. And a frustrating day continues for Pittsburgh. And that's Park down at third.
Yeah, Bryce Wilson standing on the mound here saying, I can't catch a break even when I do make a pitch. Can't get this one. Park bobbles it. Still had a little bit more time to settle and throw. Even if that ball's picked, he's off the bag over at first.
Here's Dylan Carlson. Grounded back to Wilson, who threw to second and what should have been a double play. But little things like that in the air, and this inning, and you know the pitch count gets up there. You don't stay in the game long. It's a team that again is losing and losing a lot right now coming into this series. It continues with 8 in a row after the game 1 loss. And they 1-0. A ball and a strike on Dylan Carlson. Fouled back in a good cut. And the 1-2 pulled foul. The short lead at first. Juan Yepez reached on the air. Inside corner. Missed. And a count of 2-2. It's Goldie's first two home run game of the season. 6th time he's done this as a Cardinal. 5 runs batted in, a season high. 8th time he's done that in his career.
It's the 2nd inning. Get your popcorn. Don't be gone long though. He might be up soon.
And the 2-2 pitch. 3-2, and Albert is on deck. Nobody throwing in the bullpen for the Pirates. You get the feeling, Brad, that Wilson, they need some length out of him because of the doubleheader.
Yeah, they brought him up. You knew that he was going to wear it. He's going to be somewhere around that 100 pitch mark, you'd have to think, in this game. Now the hope is for the Pirates that it lasts a few.
And Carlson hits it out to right. Stung that baseball to Sawinski. It's only 2 innings. And welcome to the Paul Goldschmidt Show. It's been going on all year. 7-0. He's doing his part. He's got 2 tonight. Every home run in this game raises money for prostate cancer research, and you can make a pledge by going online to homerunchallenge.org. 7-0, and we're only in the 3rd. Goldie with 2 home runs and is driven in 5. Give me an idea of the kind of guy that Paul Goldschmidt is, and I think fans saw that. Reluctant to take the curtain call. That's not what he's all about. But you see guys, when you go to charitable events, out of the element of being in a baseball uniform a game. And Brad, he was in the Bay. 2 down from me, 1 from you and your family at Topgolf, and he was there with his beautiful wife, beautiful children, and they were just kind of on their own, hitting golf balls, having fun, having a night out. And he walked by my booth, and he's just talking to. I had my little guy there and his buddies, and he said hello and was as cordial as could be. And their eyes are like saucers meeting Paul Goldschmidt. And that's hit slowly left side to Donovan, and the throw is high, and Park is aboard. And I said, where are you going? Are you guys leaving already? He said, oh, no. He said, I need to stop by every bay and say hello to every fan that's paid to be here. I need to make sure if anybody wants an autograph, a picture, say hello, whatever the case may be. But, you know, I pledge my time to this. I'm behind Big League Impact, and he's one of the guys that has joined on with Tommy Edman and Waino and many others. Miles Michaelis, and he said, I've got to make sure, you know, and go and say hello to all the fans. Well, there was tons of bays.
The whole level cleared out or full of people.
I didn't see him for the next hour and a half.
Yeah, well, he's a good dude.
He really is. It'll be an error on Donovan on that play. And this is Yu Chang. Cardinals have turned a double play back in the second. I just love seeing that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of kids at that event, and all those kids, eyes like saucers to meet you and to meet the former players and to meet the current players. It was great.
Hey, my kid almost fell off his chair when he saw Goldie. Is that Goldschmidt? Yeah, buddy.
I love it. That's what it's all about.
Well, and that was one of the things that you knew coming into it. I mean, as a fan, you look at the stats, you say, man, you're bringing in Paul Goldschmidt. What a player you're adding. And yes, you are. We're seeing it. We're seeing Paul play the best he's ever played in his career right now with the Birds on the bat. But you also knew the other side, the impact that he had in the community, the care that he has for people, the teammate he is, the work ethic. Like, those are the things that separate players, like the good and great. And if you can, and we were talking about this with Adam Wainwright, if you can also be an ambassador off the field and you can make an impact with your time and with your not just caring for people and different initiatives, it makes all the difference in the world and it inspires people.
And a 3-2 pitch popped up. Goldie over near the St. Louis dugout, and it's out of play. I also think it's a credit to the front office to understand when they make this kind of significant deal and give up very good players, assets, young players, cost control players, with the idea of bringing them into this environment and then understanding it's going to take a lot of money to keep them, that the front office has done their due diligence. John Mozeliak, Michael Gersh, others, to say, okay, if we get this guy, is he going to fit? Is he going to be a fit with Yachty? Is he going to be a fit with Adam Wainwright and others? And undoubtedly the answer is yes. And same thing with Nolan Arenado. Is he going to be a fit? Yes. Hey, Jimmy, what do you got for us?
Goldie was reluctant to accept that curtain call, and I think fans see a little bit of that in postgame where he's asked about streaks or his gaudy numbers and he shuts it down. That's who he is. He's a guy who doesn't like talking about himself, but I think there's a misperception that he's a quiet guy, lead by example. He talks to all the young players in the clubhouse. He talks to everyone, jokes around with the players, but he's not that comfortable when he's got 10 microphones in his face asking him about his own accomplishments. And I just wanted to clear that up because I think that's a misperception. He's a happy guy who has fun with his teammates. He just doesn't like talking about himself, kind of like Matt Holliday, Dan.
That's a really good comp. Really good. Ninth place batter Michael Perez. Now I'll tell you this, if you go to Goldie and you say, hey, what do you think about the PGA Tour this weekend? Then you might not be able to leave the conversation. He loves golf. And a strike to Perez. So Goldie is a hit in 7 of his last 11 plate appearances, a single, a double, 4 home runs, and is driven in 9.
Well, this is exactly what the Pirates needed, and more specifically what Bryce Wilson needed was a little bit of a breather. At least they got a couple of guys on.
And Perez hits it down the left field line, foul. And to follow up on Jim's point, John Nagowski, remember when he was in St. Louis, and he's bounced around, he's in the minor leagues now, but in spring training of last year, he would follow Goldie and kept a notebook. John was telling me, kept a notebook of what Goldie would tell him on preparation, weightlifting, pregame, hitting, everything. But he had a notebook, and he said Goldie was more than helpful and open about, you know, here's how I prepare and this is what I think.
Yeah, that's what good players do, is they help others get better, and that's how you build a culture within an organization. He's already one of those guys that just seems like that uniform there was kind of meant for him. That's what it feels like, you know, when he walks in the door here. And we saw that in spring training with Juan Yepes, how much he was helping him around the bag and footwork and just different things.
And the 0-2, a double play. 4-6-3, and the Cardinals turn their second. While we have a moment, quick word from Tickets for Less.
Tickets for Less, for a better ticketing experience. Best seats, best prices, and no surprises at checkout.
60 ground ball double plays turned on the season, second now in baseball. This month alone, 15, most in baseball. Top of the lineup, here's Marcano. And so, having said all that, I would assume it's incumbent on us to tell the story of Paul Goldschmidt, because more than likely he's not going to talk about himself, as Jimmy said.
I think the story's telling itself. Happy to continue to do it, though.
He keeps providing the moments, the home runs, the hits. Defensively, as good as it gets at first.
I feel kind of bad for him, because when he hits his next home run in this game, they're gonna want another curtain call.
Oh yeah. I guess that's why we love Willie so much.
It is.
Great player, humble,
just unassuming.
That man right there is the best.
I think even Willie told him, "Will you just go out there? They want you."
The 0-2 hit foul. I was doing the Knights of the Cauliflower Ear dinner a couple of weeks ago, emceeing that, and I said, "Folks, do you want to hear from Willie McGee?" And he was there. Place erupted. They were going nuts. Yes, please, please, please. So I went with a microphone, grabbed Willie, and I said, "Willie, I know you wanted to give a speech, but I'll just interview you here." And he said, "Dan, you know how much I hate those speeches and talking. I don't want to talk about myself." And he was great. So humble. One of the kindest men you'll ever meet. Eighth that night, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older take home a pair of specially designed Cardinal socks highlighting the duo of Bueno and Molina. Tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Ellie Muskoff is here at the ballpark tonight, celebrating her 18th birthday. Happy birthday, Ellie. There's Albert Pujols. Pujols hit a missile his first time up. It was caught by the second baseman, Marcano. And the 1-0 pitch.
Dan, you had the numbers earlier with Miles Michaelis, the lack of run support that he's been getting in these ball games, and he's been going up against some of the league's best. This must feel a little different for him right now.
Absolutely. That's off the plate. Albert with 683 home runs for this season. And the 2-1 pitch. Out to center, hit it off the end of the bat. And Reynolds with the catch. A great follow, by the way, and a guy that loves to get into some of the numbers of baseball is Ryan Spader. And
the ace of Spader.
The ace of Spader. He sends me this little note. He said, "This is ... something." Paul Goldschmidt, in his last 162 games played, 332, 204 hits, 45 doubles, and a base hit, 40 home runs, and he's driven in 124 over his last 162. Wow.
MVP. MVP.
Man, oh man.
Those are some good numbers right there.
And now it is Kisner. Here we go again with the unwritten rules of baseball. You're up 7-0. You've got 8 hits, but you're only in the 3rd inning. Do you run with Bader?
Well, they had a couple of opportunities to run early.
There's the answer. He's running, and a throw down to second. They got him. Good throw. Michael Perez.
Well, maybe that was why they didn't run early.
Yeah, quick release, strong throw right on the bag.
93-mile-an-hour fastball up, gave him an opportunity to pop up, and that is a strong throw. Well, you got one of the fastest base runners in the league right there, and you got him by a good margin.
So 2 outs and nobody on. Perez now 2 of 6 throwing out base stealers this year. And the 1-0. Kisner pops it foul and out of play. Struck out back in the second inning. And a count of 1 ball and 1 strike on Kisner. Yachty played in game 1 and set the all-time record for putouts by a catcher as he passed Pudge Rodriguez. I've had people that will tell me, I'm not sure he's a Hall of Famer, and I'm like, you got to really do a deep dive. And for people that are involved in the game every day, it's not even debatable. I mean, they're just like, he shuts down a running game. He's done that for a decade and a half. How he's handled a young pitcher or pitching staffs, the winning. To me, it's not debatable.
No, I'm right there with you, and I really don't think it's going to be that hard of a case to get that guy in. I believe that he should be in first ballot. Now, I will say I'm biased on that.
And I also say this, we see him every day.
That's true. That is true. You get to see the ins and outs of it, but those 2 guys will absolutely be enshrined in Cooperstown. Albert, no question, one of the best careers in the history of the game.
And Yepes is trying to get in there to talk to Albert. And Yachty right in the middle of things, maybe to give Pujols a break.
I think Albert said, Juan, you've had your 5 minutes this inning. Give me a break.
3-2 hit down the right field line and out of play. By the way, in this doubleheader today, Paul Goldschmidt 3 home runs. If you missed it, he had a home run in game 1. So he has driven in 3 home runs in this doubleheader. First Cardinal with 8 runs batted in 1 day since Fernando Tatis hit the 2 grand slams up at Chano Park back in 1999.
I still can't believe that happened.
Oof. Well, Goldie needed 2 games. Fernando needed 1 inning. And that's taken high for a ball. And that'll be the first walk issued by Wilson. And Tommy Edman up for the 3rd time already. He is homered on the first pitch of the game offensively for the Cardinals. Also single to right. I saw where Fernando Tatis Jr. it could be much longer potentially with him being out. There was a report that said that he's having some issues with the wrist and the hand, so it could be another few weeks for his return. They were hopeful that it would be the end of this month, and we'll see.
Yeah, I hate to hear that just for the game of baseball. Fernando Tatis Jr. is one of the best players in the sport. Great ambassador for the game, has fun, energy. Guy that's always on top of the highlights. That's a really good ball club over there, specifically their pitching staff. I mean, that staff is ridiculous. They can use that bat back, though.
And the Padres are tied atop the NL West with the Dodgers. Minus Tatis, they're 38-24. Be a massive pickup when they get him back. And a pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner. And it's a count of 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs and a runner at first. It was 1954. We reference it a lot. We haven't seen it, but the 5 home runs in a doubleheader for Stan the Man. You never know.
Still early.
Goldie's got 3. We're only in the 3rd of game 2. And a 2-2 pitch. Edman fights it off into shallow center, and it will drop. Boy, right now everything going the Cardinals' way. And that ball was up there a while. That's got to be caught.
Yeah, Reynolds is playing deep, but I think he gets a bad jump on this baseball anyhow. I'm with you. A ball that hangs up that long, somebody's got to find himself under it. Gets in on the hands, and you see right off the bat, Reynolds isn't busting in on it. I don't know if he didn't pick it up. Uh-oh. Here comes that man again.
Yeah.
He's coming soon. He's looming.
Donovan is 2 for 2.
You know that's what Bryce Wilson's thinking, right? Like, please just get this guy.
Be hard not to think of that.
Please just get this guy before the other guy.
And the 1-0 pitch to Donovan. Out to left, slicing, and that'll be caught. Cardinals strand a pair. They've left 4 on, and they lead it 7-0 here in St. Louis. Ford, the official car and truck of the Cardinals. And brought to you by Real Steel. Find yours at steeldealers.com. That is the Ted Simmons statue outside the ballpark. Boy, it took a long time for Ted to get his just due. But it's awesome to see that he gets the statue, the number retired, and a trip to Cooperstown for the great Ted Simmons.
That is special. I had my family in town last week. We were walking around the ballpark. I got time just to check out the statues. I mean, those things are amazing.
And a high fly ball in the first pitch. Brian Reynolds to left, backing up Yepez, and he misjudged it. That'll be an error, the second error on the Cardinals tonight. That's the first time I can remember Yepez in the outfield having a misplay like that.
Yeah, me too. And it wasn't that he lost it. It just was tailing on him or something. But I'm with you. That's the first ball that he's looked like, hey, who put that first baseman out there? Like, that's kind of what that looked like.
For the most part, he has not been out of position in the outfield.
He's been good.
And a pitch inside to Sawinski. And a strike, and it's 1-1. Well, the Pirates went 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position in game 1. They're 0 for 8 on the day. Hit down the right field line. That'll hook foul. The Twellman family is here. And they have a youth team, 10 and under. The Knuckleballs, they're here. And Spencer Twellman is here with all his teammates and enjoying Cardinal baseball tonight. They're seeing a good one so far. And the 2-2 on the ground right side. Diving stop. Gorman ranging to his left to make that play.
You got Nolan Gorman over there doing his best Tommy Edman impression. That's a nice play. Good range right there. Gets to the knee, makes a strong throw.
There's Daniel Vogelback. Grounded into the shift first time up. Hit it to the right side. It was taken there by the third baseman Donovan. First pitch drops in for a strike. Ray Tommy, our director tonight. Brian McCann, Brian Shapiro, Keith O'Brien. The rest of our crew. Kim Eberly helping us here. Ooh, Donovan thought about going to the plate. May have had a play, but they're going to take the out up by 7.
The good decision.
Rick Doherty helping us. What has been a very long day. Don't miss your chance to get discounted Cardinals tickets. 8 or more gallons of gas at a participating station using the My Phillips 66 app. Get up to 50% off Cardinal tickets. Phillips66gas.com/Cardinals. I believe that was the right play. Take the out.
Yeah, I do. And right away, Kisner was pointing to first.
Yes.
He had a really good chance to get him out at the plate. Why risk it, though?
Sometimes you try to make that throw. They score. Then all of a sudden you're saying, well, we got 1 out. And it could turn into a big inning. And now you've got a chance for Goldie to continue his tear. He's due up first when we come back in a 7-1 game. Today in this doubleheader, 2 here in game 2. The reaction of Wilson, and Goldie is driven in 5 of the 7 runs tonight. The curtain call here in St. Louis. StatCast powered by Google Cloud, and they hit 7 of them in this series. Little buzz in the crowd right now with Goldie digging in. We're in the 4th, and it's 7-1 Cardinals. And the first pitch taken high.
I really don't know if you're talking in between innings as Goldie's coming up and Bryce Wilson comes to you and says, dude, what do I do? I don't know. Just hope something good happens.
Challenged him with a fastball there. That was hittable.
Do it again.
Well, Brad, the Cardinals 1 through 3 hitters getting it done tonight. 7 for 8, 3 home runs, 7 runs batted in. The 1-1. Fouled back. So with 2 more homers tonight, he's got 16, and he's driven in 56 on the year. And the average has jumped up to 343. And the 1-2 pitch.
I don't know why you're trying to go in there anymore. If you don't know for sure that you're going to be able to get it there, I would absolutely make him beat me the other way if he's going to do it.
I think you have to approach him that way right now. And the 1-2. Pulled foul. So you get that slider, and as you well know, I mean, you can't be perfect on all of them. And the way that he's locked in, he hangs one. He's got his 3rd home run.
And it's easy to do. You try to overthrow it. Best hitter in the league right now. You try to be great, try to be perfect.
And it's 2-2. And the 2-2. Goldie a base hit into right. 3 for 3. So Edman 3 for 3. Donovan 2 for 3. Goldie 3 for 3. And here comes Gorman, who's 1 for 2.
Kept him in the ballpark at least. 94 mile an hour away. This is 109 miles an hour off the bat. Here's a great look at that side swing. Goldie just head down, nice level swing, and just drives the ball. We're just showing you the spray chart of how he hits the ball everywhere. It's a thing of beauty.
And now Nolan Gorman. Ground ball. Step on the bag, the out, and the double play. Well, with holding Goldschmidt at first, that results in the double play. And the batter will be Yepez, who is struck out and also reached on an error. First pitch, a strike.
I think that was the one you were talking about right there to Goldie. The breaking ball that just backs up a little bit, ends up in the wheelhouse.
And the 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch to Juan Yepez. Grounded foul. One ball and 2 strikes, and the next to the Cardinal left fielder tonight, Juan Yepez. Popped up. Perez over and out of play. Into the green seats it goes, right into your season ticket section, Brad, where you don't miss a game. And if you're not here in the booth, you've got 8 green seats every night. It really is amazing.
It was a pretty good deal. And the Cardinals offered that up to me. I've never sat in the green seats once, Stan, but it's going to happen one of these days.
You've never sat in the green seats?
Oh, really? One of these days. It's going to be happy. You and Jimmy, you're going to be doing a game. I'm going to be back there. Just hot dog, nachos.
I know some people around here. We can maybe make that happen.
I'd rather be off camera. I don't want to sit directly behind. I want you to see me stuffing my face the whole time.
Good point. We're trying to keep the ratings up. The 2-2.
We've got stats for everything. You'd be counting the items that I ordered.
Oh, I'd be an eagle eye on you.
And the StatCast on Brad's Nachos.
Google Cloud, and that is his 90-second dip of nachos. His young son is on Coke number 6. And mom is about to lose her mind.
Didn't know it was a play area.
The 2-2 pitch. Pulled foul. Of course, you'd have to stay hydrated down there too now, Brad.
You know that wouldn't be a problem, Dan. I'd be just fine.
The 2-2. Yepez, a grounder. Castillo makes a throw. And the play. We enter the 5th. Cardinals with the lead. Of our crew today, thank you for all your great hard work and what has been a blistering hot day here in St. Louis. And they get here early in the morning, setting things up. You guys are awesome and do such a fabulous job, and we thank you very much. There's Dawn. She races over to the booth, makes Brad look good.
That's a tough job.
I'm telling you.
Dawn works magic.
Now Tony West, he has that camera, and that's in the AC. He gets to direct the motion of that camera.
But it was just really skinny. Just hiding behind
rather
it.
Small.
Yeah.
He's not, I can tell you he's not Beetlejuice. But he does have the controller for that camera. And that's the view from his camera.
Well, Tony gets some of the coolest shots, whether it's on that one, aerial views, all kinds of great stuff.
He's the best. A lot of the scenics that we have throughout the city when we read different promos or commercials, billboards, and that's shot with the camera of Tony West all over town. 3-1 pitch. Hit sharply to third on a hop taken there by Donovan. And Michaelis gets the first out here in inning number 5. Saturday, July 9th, the Cardinals and Phillies, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older receive a short-sleeved hooded pullover thanks to the Shane Company. Neon bird on the bat. Cardinals.com/promotions. Cardinals with a chance to go to 10 above 500. It's been entertaining baseball. And I would say this, if you haven't got your tickets, do it, because the second half there are being sold those tickets very quickly, and whether the Cardinals were 10 above or 10 below or 20 out, maybe your final chance to see Albert Pujols, bring your son or daughter. They've never seen him in person, and they'll be able to say, I saw the best right-handed hitter of his generation.
You have to.
The best catcher of his generation, maybe certainly one of the best ever. Adam Wainwright, future Cardinal Hall of Famer. We don't know about his future, but those tickets, especially in the tail end of the season, a lot of sellouts will be here at Busch Stadium, so come on down.
Yeah, this team has got a chance to go on a magical run. All of the stories write themselves with the historical players, as you're talking about Albert coming back. But you look at this team, you see an offense that is ready to roll. I see a pitching staff that is starting to really mold it. And if you missed the news earlier, Jack Flaherty, he's starting tomorrow in the finale against the Pirates. So all of a sudden things are starting to come back together for this team.
Would anticipate Andre Palante kind of the piggyback tomorrow with Flaherty, as he was scheduled to go tomorrow. And the 3-2 back to Michaelis, and he flips to first and the out. Quick word from Mattress Firm.
Mattress Firm's Season of Dreams sweepstakes could take you to the All-Star Game. Go to MLB.com/Season of Dreams to view official rules and to enter the Season of Dreams sweepstakes today.
Michaelis has walked 1 tonight. He has struck out 2. Cardinals have committed 2 errors behind him. One of those errors came around to score. That was Brian Reynolds back in the 4th inning.
11 ground outs so far, too. That's what I like seeing. That's Miles Michaelis at his best.
Here's an 0-1 pitch to Yu Chang. Tardy with the swing, 0-2. Swing and a miss, and a strikeout for Michaelis, number 3 tonight. Pretty impressive through 5. 7-1. Recognize people and places pitching in to make a difference in our community. And tonight we salute a local nonprofit, the Wesley House Association. It provides essential youth, family, and other adult programs to underserved residents in North St. Louis City. Thank you, Wesley House, for pitching in to our community. Beautiful night here in St. Louis. Here's Dylan Carlson. Cardinals with a lead of 7-1. And they have 10 hits tonight. Goldie, a 2-run homer, a 3-run homer, a single. He's 3 for 3. And the 1-0 pitch. Pulled foul, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Albert Pujols on deck, and then Harrison Bader.
This is what this offense needed. Got 1 more tomorrow, then you head to Boston and Milwaukee. Going to be, you would expect some tighter series there against those 2 clubs. Like to see this offense start firing.
Nobody throwing in the bullpen right now for the Pirates. 83 pitches, now 84 for Wilson. And the 2-1 shift on the right side. The next 2-2.
I'm not sure if Wilson's going to be able to get away with that one again. Better spot up here.
And the 2-2 pitch. When you're in the heat of it and you're on the mound and you get a swing like the 2 pitches ago, as a pitcher, do you know, okay, I just got away with that? Or do you sit there and go, all right, I'm going back at him with that. I can get him.
Oftentimes you know it when it leaves your hand that you got away with it. I mean, there are some guys that you can compete down the middle and be okay. Dylan Carlson's not one of those guys.
No.
I mean, you might want to be on a corner.
And the 2-2 rolled over by Carlson. And the first out here in the home half of the 5th. Let's see if Albert can't get in the act. Cardinals with 3 home runs tonight. Tommy Edmonds, solo home run, 2 by Goldie. Pujols hit a screamer to second on a line out, also flied out to center. Had a base hit in game 1. 1 out, nobody on. Pitch number 88, Bryce Wilson. Curveball and a strike. The 0-1 pitch. Wow. Dan Iasonia, he is the crew chief as well. Now Albert in the hole, 0-2.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care if you win or not. He didn't go.
Because there's a lot of people that want to see him hit.
He didn't go.
I'm with you. And the 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Albert Pujols. We're talking about Albert headed to the Hall of Fame, and in particular Yadier Molina. And the 1-2. You could have 2 teammates be first ballot Hall of Famers, and it is so rare. I think it's happened 1 time with Maddox, Greg Maddox, and Tom Glavine, and that was 2014, I believe. They might be the only 2. The 2-2. Got him. But certainly worth discussion. I mean, it's on the table.
So, well, what makes it so rare, obviously, it's first of all having Hall of Fame talent, 2 of them on 1 team, but it's also retiring at the same time. Like, you just don't see that where you have your 5 years before you're eligible to get in.
Here's Harrison Bader. He's been hit by a pitch, scored a run, singled to center, and then was caught stealing back in the 3rd. It'll be Perez, Marcano, and Reynolds looking ahead to the 6th inning for the Pirates. In a 7-1 game, and Michaelis rolling right now. The 1-0. And a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Maybe we should do a telecast down from your season tickets in the green seats.
Okay, well, look, I'll play along here. I'm in. Heard it was all you can eat.
Popped up.
I got it.
Foul territory. And the catch made by Chang. We head to the 6th. Cardinals on top in game 3 of this series. Difference maker, Brad. How about the line here with Miles?
5 innings. He's only given up 1 run unearned. Been so good. 11 outs on the ground. Defense, be on your toes when this guy's ready. Dan, I'd say he's got some special stuff tonight.
Is that the full line right now?
That's the full line. 5 innings. 1 walk. 3 strikeouts. There's nothing else to talk about.
It's just, you just move on. You describe what you see now.
Just big zero to talk about. That's it. Nothing else.
Got it.
Ground balls.
A lot of those.
11 of them. 11 ground ball outs.
There's Michael Perez. And the first pitch is strike, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. The Pirates got the first two on in the third. Park reached on an error, then a walk to Chang. 4-6-3 double play and a strikeout. Michaelis was out of that jam. Popped up. Left side. It'll be Tommy Edman. So Perez is 0 for 2. Marcano is 0 for 2. Grounded out and was called out on strikes. Michaelis in his career against the Pirates, 16 games, 14 starts, and an ERA just above 3. 4-4 the record. And he has been very good here tonight. And Marcano late with that swing. We've seen that a little bit. The tardy swings tonight against Michaelis.
Well, we know that his fastball, you can see the velocity. He's running up there 94, 95, 96, but he hides the ball. Then you got that'll slow you down. Change up at 76. Then you see a fastball 95.
And the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1. In that game 1, if you were at work or not able to catch the day game, but game 1 of the doubleheader, Ali Marmol went with his big 3 in his bullpen to finish that one off. Cabrera, Helsley, Gallegos, Liberatore gave you 5 scoreless. The 2-2. And I'm sure part of that mindset is that you've got Miles Michaelis going in game 2. And while it was 8 innings and a complete game loss, not a ton of pitches, so pretty rested for the most part coming into this.
No, certainly only 85 pitches in that game.
Hit up the middle, backhanded. Gorman. Oh, he made the play. Nolan Gorman, a backhanded play. Oh, what a play. Nolan Gorman.
Nolan Gorman has already made a diving play, Dan. This might be one of the most athletic plays we've seen him make. How hard is that throw to make?
We saw it the other day. He's got a very strong arm. Now you put him at second base and he's making these types of plays.
Just to be able to turn your body and manipulate yourself to be able to make that throw and have something on it is something. What a play right there by Nolan.
And now Reynolds grounded out to short, reached on an error. And that floats in there.
Is that a new
ball?
Leader? New leader in the clubhouse right there? A 63-mile-an-hour breaking ball?
I think it is.
Oh. I mean, we're not counting Waino or Yachty and Albert in this.
No.
This is
pitchers.
This is between Waino and Michaelis of who can throw the slower breaking ball.
Two outs. 2 balls and no strikes. Shakes off Kisner a couple of times, and with that, stepping out, it'll be Brian Reynolds. Hit a fly ball out to Yepez, a mile high, and Juan just lost it and couldn't come up with it. And eventually, Brian Reynolds came around to score in the 4th. That's pulled foul, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, there's certain times in the game of baseball, got to have a little luck, and you got to have plays made behind you. And you never know, something special may happen. The 2-1. Good pitch, and it's 2-2.
I mean, that is spotted up perfectly. There is nothing Brian Reynolds can do to get to this pitch. Sinker, front door, starts off the plate and ends on the corner.
And the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and a strikeout from Michaelis. And that is for tonight for Miles. So impressive through 6. Kisner, Edman, Donovan coming up. And that's the return of Jack Flaherty. He'll make his season debut tomorrow. Last year, he was probably headed to the All-Star game, and who knows if things would have kept going in his direction the way that it started. Maybe a Cy Young candidate. He was awesome to begin the year, and then it was at Dodger Stadium swinging the bat, hurt his side, and tried to get him back late. Didn't work out.
Yeah, he had a span of 10 starts before that with a 2.18 ERA. The Chevy called to the bullpen. Anthony Bonda in, pitched yesterday.
There's Kisner, and strike one.
Yeah, that was some good news coming to the ballpark today, wasn't it? Going to get the opportunity to see Jack. The thought was he was going to head off for another rehab start, but they're trying to, as John Mozeliak told Jim Hayes earlier, try to build that intensity. He said he can't get that in a minor league game, wants it here.
And the 0-1 pitch. And that is the concern of a medical team when they're usually citing on, hey, let's have him have another rehab because you amp it up. It's a major league game. Ease you into it. But Jack says he's a go, and let's find out tomorrow. And the 1-1 pitch to Kisner. Popped up. And the catch made by Yu Chang. Baseball's best rivalry, it is back. It's the Cubs and the Cardinals, and the Cubs, it's their first visit late in the season because of the lockout pushed back and missing that first time through. So we'll see them June 24th through the 26th, and seats remain. And those tickets at just $15. Get yours today at Cardinals.com. Tommy Edman started things for the Cardinals with a home run on the first pitch delivered in the ball game by Wilson. He went 5 tonight. 10 hits, 7 runs, walked 1, struck out 3, gave up 3 home runs. 1 to Tommy, 2 to Goldie. And the 1-0 pitch hit to short and caught. While we have a moment, quick word from St. Louis Children's.
St. Louis Children's Hospital, the only place where Washington University physicians have gathered from across the globe, discovering and developing life-changing treatments for kids.
There's Donovan, 2 runs scored, 2 hits tonight. Single inside the third base line and a base hit to right. And the first pitch off the plate for a ball. And the 1-0 pitch to Brendan Donovan. Mets leading Milwaukee 4-0 at home in the bottom of the 8th. With the Cardinals win, the start of play at this game, the lead was a game and a half over the Brewers. And the 2-0 pitch to Donovan. Base hit into left. 3-hit night, Brendan Donovan. 2 to left, 1 to right, and it brings in Goldie. The Budweiser plays of the game. In 2 innings, Paul Goldschmidt had 2 home runs and 5 runs batted in. He's now up to 16, and he's driven in 56 on the year. And he crushes left-handed pitching. Certainly this year, but that's been his entire career. Can he have a 3 home run night? And time called.
Well, in this ball game, he's hit a little bit of everything. The first home run was a curveball. Second one, a changeup. The laser he hit to right was on a fastball. Pick your poison with Goldie.
So 2 outs and the runner at first. Goldie had that 3 home run game the first week as a Cardinal. Remember, that was on the road against Milwaukee. And the 0-1 pitch to Goldschmidt. The top 3 in the lineup are now 9 for 11.
That's putting in work right there. Applying the pressure early in this ball game. First swing for Tommy Edman. Home run.
And the 1-1 pitch to Paul Goldschmidt. On its way. It is something to think about. Brendan Donovan, if he's not going to be your leadoff man, maybe you bat him second. And then you have the Goldie Arenado combination, O'Neill, Gorman, whatever you want to do.
Well, I think that's one thing that Ollie, we've seen him do with his lineups, is bounce them around a little bit. Some interchangeable pieces. There are some pieces that you're not going to move far. That would be one of them right there in Paul Goldschmidt. But it's nice to have versatility in that lineup.
And the 1-2 pitch to Goldie. On its way. Missed in. 96 with the fastball. And it's 2-2. The Pirates in the 7th will have Sawinski, Vogelback, Smith, and Jigbob. The 2-2 pitch. By the way, in the other at bat for Goldschmidt, he got a base hit to right. I don't know if you saw that one.
It's like 109 off the bat, too.
It's just a rocket.
Looked like a 2-iron.
Hitting everything hard right now. 3-2 pitch to Paul Goldschmidt. On its way. Goldie up the middle. Watch out. 4 for 4 tonight.
They're going to have to get a sign out here. Pitch to Goldie at your own risk. Change up by Bonda. It's down. It's a pretty good pitch. And he just serves it right back at him.
So Donovan should be at third because he should have been off with the pitch on 3-2 and 2 outs.
Good call.
See him there. He was late on that jump. Here's Nolan Gorman with 2 runners on. And a strike on the outside corner. Well, even if you don't score, and you made this point earlier, a hot night, Michaelis at least gets a little rest going into the next inning. A little breather.
Hey, get a chance to hydrate.
1 pitch. Ollie was telling us the other day, one of the reasons that Michaelis goes in game 2 is that you wanted the rookie going in game 1. Then you see what you have left bullpen wise. And then he talked about how Miles is a guy that sweats a lot. And there's certain players that it really can become problematic. And with the forecast for a lot of heat here in the Midwest, he said, let's get him in game 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's that much cooler in this game, but at least
I would agree.
The sun is down now.
And the 1-1 pitch. Outside. 2-1. As Bonda stares back into the home plate umpire, Ben May. Goldie's hits 105, 109, 107, 104 miles per hour off the bat.
So hot. Everything is coming off the bat hot.
And a fly ball. Long way to go. May drop. And it does. 2 runs will score. And Gorman will wind up at second base. Kanan Smith in Jigbob went diving for it. May have dove past that too.
He might have.
Again, another ball that's in the air a long time, probably needs to be caught. It's ruled a double, and 2 will score.
And another ball right there. It is a long way to go right there for Smith and Jig, but it just misses it. Just
overran it.
Yeah, just over the glove right there. Effort was there, went for it. By the way, Goldie hustling the entire way. Shocker. The big Fundy doing everything right.
And now Gorman is driven in 12. And there's Juan Yepez hitless tonight. And Gorman has a 2-hit game 2 of this doubleheader. (9-1) our score, and the 1-0. Foul back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Now time is called. Michaelis, by the way, at 81 pitches. 3rd inning at 20 pitches, the most he's thrown in an inning tonight. Shift on the left side. 1-1 pitch. In the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. Outfield very deep. They're straight away for Yepez. And the 2-1 pitch from Banda. And that swing right there, I don't remember his back leg coming out as much. You know, we're seeing some of that when you open up so much, you see that. And Jimmy had made the point early on. He loved his 2-strike approach with how spread out he gets in the box. We'll see if he does it here on 2-2. The next to Juan Yepez. Fouled back.
Yeah, not doing it here with the spread out. You see the toe tap, and maybe that's just kind of a product of where you're at in this ball game. 9-1 game, looking to do maybe a little bit more damage on the swing instead of a tighter ball game, just trying to put it in play, I would think.
Back again. And the 2-2 pitch. Foul back. Well, Goldie 4 for 4, 2 home runs. If you combine what he's done in this doubleheader, you get the 3 home runs, 6 for 8. He's driven in 8, and I'd be smiling and laughing too. Having some fun.
Yeah, he is. It's fun to watch him play.
And another pitch to Juan Yepez. And he strikes out looking. Cardinals get a gift again for the Pirates. The ball that was in the air for over 6 seconds dropped in for a double, and it's 9-1. Brought to you by Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. Introducing the new $5.99 double bacon cheesy Jack combo at Jack in the Box. Order on the Jack app today. And by Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Statue of the great Red Schoendienst. First pitch taken inside. Jack Sawinski, new left fielder in, is Tyler O'Neill. So late in the game, you're talking a little defense here.
That helps solidify your outfield. Certainly Miles Michaelis been so good. Been pretty efficient in this ball game too, at 82 pitches. Now it was 85 pitches through 8 innings last time out against Tampa Bay.
And the 2-0. 2-1. Sawinski has struck out swinging, and he was robbed by Nolan Gorman with a diving stop to his left. Nolan Gorman has had 2 very good plays defensively tonight. Breaking ball, and it's now 2-2. Really, Nolan Gorman has had the 2 best plays defensively in this game for the Cardinals.
Yes, he has. And the diving play was impressive, but the other one running, thrown across his body.
And a high fly ball into center. Bader going back at the wall. He's got it. And the first out here in the 7th inning. Reminder that StubHub, proud to be the official partner of the Cardinals. Plans change. Easily list your tickets with StubHub. Even use the free seller toolkit. Download the StubHub app today. Slowly making his way to the batter's box, Daniel Vogelbach. Grounded out to third twice. Now one time was really at the third baseman. The other time was with the shift, fielded by Donovan, who was part of the shift on the right side of the second base bag. And that pitch taken for a ball. Michaelis has walked 1. He has struck out 4 tonight. And the 1-0 pitch. Falls behind. 2 balls and no strikes.
I still think that you can throw Vogelbach a good sinker down and away. Get that ground ball again.
And a fastball. 2-1. Daniel Vogelbach came off the bench in game 1 for the Pirates. The 2-1 pitch. Now 2-2.
Seen this a lot from Miles Michaelis in this ball game. If he falls behind in a count, which really doesn't happen much, we showed you off the top how he commands counts better than anybody in the National League, but he finds a way to get right back into them.
The 2-2. And a full count. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 7th. Michaelis trying to make this a very special night in a 9-1 game. And the 3-2. Vogelbach to center. Bader going back. He's got room. And that's out number 2 here in the 7th inning. 2 away. Well, we have a moment. Quick word from Great Southern Bank.
Did your favorite song move you a little too much? Hey, it happens. When it's time for a breather, you can turn your debit card on or off right from your phone with the Great Southern mobile app, all without missing a beat.
Well, the first 2 hitters in the 7th, he's fallen behind, but he's able to get out of it. Kanan Smith in Jigba, making his major league debut as a starter in this game, and he debuted overall in the major leagues in the 9th inning of game 1 and picked up a double against Giovanni Gallegos.
He didn't waste any time, roped the double into the gap.
1 ball and 1 strike. Chavis, Hayes, Mitchell, Heineman, the backup catcher, along with DeLay on the bench for the Pirates. The 1-1 did not go, and it's 2-1. Mets have posted a win 4-0. They blank Milwaukee, the Brewers just 3 hits in that game. The 2-1 pitch. Fouled back. And it's 2-2. The next. Slowed it down, hit down the left field line. It is slicing and out of play. Young player, young hitter. You can see why maybe you do that. Anxious, get him way out in front.
Yep.
Pitch count now at 97. Nobody throwing in the St. Louis bullpen. And a 2-2. Ground ball slowly hit to the right side. 3 up, 3 down. Michaelis is through 7. And it's 9-1. The Cardinals in control of this one, 9-1. But the story is turned from Goldie and his offense to the pitching of Miles Michaelis. Goldie with a pair of home runs here in game 2, 3 in the doubleheader for St. Louis. He has driven in 8. Got a curtain call, maybe reluctantly, for Goldie. And the game summary, take a look at the line of Miles Michaelis here tonight. He's just shy of 100 pitches. He's walked 1. He has struck out 4 through 7 innings. And if you're Ollie, your Skip Schumacher, as Hembry is into the game, you're thinking about the potential of what this could mean for Miles Michaelis. How deep do you go with him in terms of pitch count? And that may be decided by what Miles is doing, but also if they would elect to go to somebody else, and this special thing that we are alluding to continues. Is there somebody you go to in that pen after you use the big 3 in game 1?
Yeah, pretty crazy. You just won't say it. But yeah, there are a lot of different options.
Well, go ahead if you want.
Oh, he's having a great night, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But no, there are. You're having these conversations, and generally you say in a game like this, just late in the game, guys throwing well, you talk to him. How you feeling? How you think he's feeling? He's feeling great. He's going to tell you he's going to want to stay in that ball game. He'll throw 150 pitches.
Mitchell is now in right field, and Sawinski moves from right to center. Dylan Carlson at the plate. It is a Gateway Honda home run inning. Cardinals get a home run. The Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. I would imagine near 100 that starting maybe in the tail end of this inning, Ollie gets somebody up. So if something would happen, then you can get him out of there and then go to your bullpen. We're having a little fun with this if you haven't picked up on what's going on.
Really good night.
Really good night for Miles. Just check that line.
About as good as it gets.
And a 3-0 pitch and ball forward to Dylan Carlson. And it brings in Albert Pujols. Second walk the Cardinals have been issued tonight. Albert is lined out to second, fly to center, and struck out. Castillo, Park, and Chang due up for the Pirates in the top of the 8th. And the 0-1 pitch to Albert. Line shot, left center, at the wall, caught. And a heck of a play by Sawinski. And Carlson back to the bag at first. Albert has tattooed a few of these baseballs today.
Yeah, he's seeing the ball well. I thought this ball was going to keep traveling. We've seen a few today. Goldie's first home run, hung up in the air, hung up, hung up, hung up. This one not so much. Sawinski does make a nice play, gets back, finds the wall.
Just moved over from right to center as the Pirates are trying to find out more and more about some of these young players and the various positions that they can play. There's Bader. Hit by a pitch. Singled, was caught stealing and popped out. And that pitch is hit out of play. And it's no balls and 1 strike. I believe that is a Nolan Gorman bat that has the unique bottom of it, the handle of it.
Got that puck knob there. That's working for Gorman, working for Goldie. Harrison said, give me one of those.
And a swing and a miss. And the strikeout. And there's 2 away in the home half of the 7th. And it brings in Andrew Knizner. We both were a bit surprised that Knizner didn't go in game 1. Yeah, you're in the middle of the day, the heat, the sun. But we talked about it. One of the reasons potentially that Ali went with Knizner in game 2 is because he was behind the plate with Miles on the mound in his previous start at Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that worked out pretty well. Again, 8 innings, 85 pitches.
I mean, sometimes guys just get on the same page and it works.
Yeah, well, I think it works twofold too. In the first game, while it was very hot out, you had the rookie Matthew Liberatore with Yachty. And that's a calming presence to have behind the plate for a young pitcher.
And the 1-0. Noticed in that shot from the great Tom Mee on your screens at home, bar, restaurant, wherever you may be. He sits alone. Miles Michaelis. And the 1-1. And a high fly ball into shallow left. Smith Ingjitba. And he makes the catch. Michaelis heads to the 8th. And it's 9-1. As we head to the 8th inning. And St. Louis leading this ball game by the score of 9-1. Miles has struck out 4 tonight. He's hit a man, walked a man, and has been dominant.
Yeah, he's induced a couple of double plays, tons of ground balls. Defense has been solid behind Miles Michaelis. And he is rolling right now.
And a strike to Diego Castillo. That is the line for Michaelis. Castillo chops it foul, 0-2. A diving stop to Rob Sawinski in the 4th by Nolan Gorman, and then a backhanded play up the middle by Gorman in the 6th. The only run scored back in the 4th for Pittsburgh. The 0-2. And that inning started in the 4th with a fly ball to Juan Yepez, should have been caught, made an error. Then it was the diving stop on the ball up the middle. Advancing the runner to 3rd, Vogelback grounded out, and that scored the run. And that's how the Pirates have their 1 run tonight. Now time called, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 33-year-old Miles Michaelis. The 1-2. on what has been such an interesting journey in his baseball career. Signed as a free agent with the Cardinals in 2017 out of Jupiter, Florida. One of the reasons he wanted to do that is that he lives there to train there with the Cardinals. And that'll be a foul ball. Made his major league debut with San Diego in 2012. Then it was Texas. And then it was just trying to find what this career might be like for Miles Mikolas, a journey that takes him to 3 years in Japan, and parlayed that into coming back stateside and signing with the St. Louis Cardinals.
And what a first year it was. 18-4, 6th in the Cy Young Award.
And then the last 2 years besieged with injury. 2020 did not pitch at all. And last season limited to just 9 starts. Doesn't get the call. The most he has thrown in a game, the Plaza Tire Service pitch tracks, 115 pitches. Mikolas right now at 105. And the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout for Miles to start the 8th inning. Looked like Castillo was thinking fastball.
Absolutely he was. Didn't get the call on the 2-2 pitch. A really good fastball. Comes back with the breaking ball and just gets him right out in front of it.
The pitches thrown tonight from Miles Mikolas. Slow delivery to the plate to Hoy Park. Reached on an error. Back in the 3rd and grounded back to Mikolas. And the 1-0 pitch. Curveball, a beauty. 1 ball and 1 strike at 76 miles an hour.
Again, that's been another one of these differences. He falls behind, and it's not the fastball down the middle you're getting. You're getting breaking balls for strikes, sliders, curveballs like that one.
1-2. And fans, the edge of their seats, they can feel it right now with every pitch from Mikolas, and this is number 110 coming up. The 1-2 pitch. Hasn't gotten that call this inning. A little bit surprised that no one is up and throwing in the St. Louis bullpen.
Everybody's enjoying the show.
I guess so.
He's looking strong.
The 2-2. And a fly ball. Shallow center. Bader. 2 away. Yu Chang has walked back in the 3rd and struck out swinging in inning number 5. 0 for 1 tonight. 8th place hitter. Four outs away from a night he'll never forget. Curveball, beauty. The debut was May 12th of 2012 for Mikolas. Grounder and foul. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2. And some of the fans, 33,977, are on their feet here at Busch Stadium. Trying to get him through the 8th inning. Pitch number 115 to match his career high. Swing and a miss. He's 3 away. and not to be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. No one throwing in the St. Louis bullpen. The bottom of the 8th. David Bednar, we've not seen in this series. Very, very good. 24th appearance. Pittsburgh native, by the way, and a 1.29 ERA and a Chevy called to the pen.
And we've had some conversations about the phone ringing for the Pirates and who teams are going to want to acquire. David Bednar is going to be the name when it comes to pitching that everybody's going to want.
And Tommy Edman, 5th plate appearance of the night. Cardinal leadoff man. And a strike. Edman is homered on the first pitch against Bryce Wilson offensively for the Cardinals tonight. He singled and scored in the second, and a base hit to center field in the third. Edman lines it, and it is caught. Marcano. Something to consider. Due up third for the Pirates, looking ahead to the 9th inning. They've got Michael Perez due up first, and then it is Marcano and Mitchell, and not Brian Reynolds. Brian Reynolds taken out of the game. He would be due up third. And the 1-0 pitch in the air, deep right. It is off the wall. Donovan racing to second, diving in head first with a 1-out double. It's a 4-hit night. Brendan Donovan.
It seems like Brendan Donovan's liking that 2 spot in the lineup. This is a really good fastball. It's 96 up and in. Now looking for it away right here, but the hands have to be so fast to be able to get to this baseball, and Donovan's are just a couple of feet from being out of the ballpark.
Goldie trying to make it a 5-for-5 night. 2-run homer in the first, 3-run blast in the second, a base hit to right, and another to center in the 6th. Some chance of MVP here at Busch Stadium. He now has 16 home runs, 56 runs batted in. And the 1-0. All alone. No one talking to him. Collecting himself for what could be history in the 9th. The 2-0. It's Perez, Marcano again, and Mitchell, who entered the game in the bottom of the 7th. Coming up for the Pirates. Cardinals with 14 hits tonight, and they lead it 9-1. And a 3-0. Fastball and a strike. Three and two.
A couple of fastballs right there after the 3-0 count, that especially the 3-0. Goldie just thinking that Bednar is not going to come after him. Got a couple in a row here. We've seen Goldie. We showed you how good he is with 2 strikes. Best in baseball.
On deck it is Nolan Gorman. And the 3-2. Goldschmidt on base for the 5th time tonight. 4 hits, now a walk, runners at first and second. 3rd walk the Cardinals have received tonight. And the batter will be Nolan Gorman, who had a bloop double, scored 2 back in the 6th. One out and 2 on, and Gorman hits it high in the air into right field. That's Mitchell, and he called off by the center fielder Sawinski. Runners stay put. What must be going through the mind of Miles Michaelis, the amazing journey that he has had in Major League Baseball to get to this point?
Well, he is just locked in, and you've seen it the entire ball game. Great feel for everything, spotting up his fastball, running it in, really controlling the inner half to set up his stuff away.
Hit up the middle, but into the shift. And now we head to the 9th inning. And we'll stay right here. Something to consider if you're the Pirates, as Michaelis takes the mound for this 9th inning. Brian Hayes on their bench is 2 for 5 with a double against Michaelis. Chavis also on their bench available is 2 for 3 with a double. Does Derek Shelton go to that bench to try to break up history?
Well, the 115 pitches, Dan, as you mentioned, the career high. That was just a couple of weeks ago that he did that against the Milwaukee Brewers, but no signs in this ball game of slowing down. All of the stuff, the breaking stuff is sharp. The curveball, we've seen that thing vary from 63 miles an hour to the upper 70s. So really toying with all of his stuff. Been a lot of fun to watch this. So many outs on the ground.
20th career start with 100 or more pitches. 4th time this season. And again, he's at 115, which matches the high this year, May 29th against Milwaukee. And right now, I can't imagine what's happening for Lauren Michaelis, Miles' wife, his 3 kids, as the Cardinals are thinking maybe history tonight.
Well, we are certainly seeing a lot of front row seats, aren't we? The dugout is packed. The bullpen, the guys are all locked in. I mean, this is something special here tonight.
Michael Perez has grounded into a double play, popped out to short, and here comes the crowd of over 33,000 in attendance here at Busch Stadium. Nobody throwing in the St. Louis pen. And the first pitch of this 9th inning. Breaking ball. Strike 1. Marcano is at the on deck circle. Shift on the right side in the 0-1. Hit left side. One away. Donovan positioned perfectly. They had 3 infielders on the right side. And he's 2 away. And now the top of the lineup, Marcano. Cardinals defensively with Donovan, even with the bag at third. The 1-0 pitch did not go. 2 balls, no strikes. Marcano is grounded to first, was called out on strikes back in the third, and then the play of the game defensively, a backhanded stop by Gorman, off balance throw to get him. The 2-0 pitch, 3-0. Cal Mitchell came into the ball game in the bottom of the 7th, is at the on deck circle. And the 3-0.
Going right back after him, filling up the zone.
Outfield fairly shallow to take anything away. And the 3-1 pitch by Michaelis. Now 3-2. I think Miles is saying go to the fingers because maybe he can't hear. Indeed, that is the case. Kisner puts it down. The 3-2 pitch. And a fly ball into right field. Carlson is there. He's 1 away from history. Three years in Japan, stops in San Diego, Texas, and has found a home right here in St. Louis. Cal Mitchell takes a pitch high, and that's ball 1. Shift on the right side, and the 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Right now he's on fumes. 125 pitches on the night for Miles Michaelis. The 33-year-old from Jupiter. The 2-0. And a strike. It's now 2-1. Two-one pitch. 2-2. He's a strike away. $33,977 on their feet. 1 strike away. The 2-2. Ground ball left side. Oh, just foul. Just foul.
I didn't get nervous at all. Did you?
Oh.
Maybe a little bit.
Waino has been in these spots before, deep into a game, but never this close.
Well, he knows what Miles feels like right now. This is where you dig deep. All the training, all the work for this right here.
The 2-2 pitch. Fly ball into center. Bader going back, over his head. It's a clean hit. It's a ground rule double. And Cal Mitchell breaks up the no-hitter as the Pirates were down to their final strike. Oh, so close.
You see Kisner, he pops up, he thinks he has it. Harrison Bader going back on it and just out of the reach of arguably the best center fielder in baseball.
At 129 pitches now for Michaelis. It's a clean hit over Bader. The outfielders are playing in just a bit. Oh, so close.
Wow, what an unbelievable performance it has been, and Michaelis still wants to put the bow on this one. Is there disappointment? Absolutely. But this has been a remarkable performance here by Miles.
His reaction. And it looks like that's going to be it at 129 pitches. This place is about to get loud, really loud for Miles Michaelis. And that'll be it. What would have been the 10th no-hitter in St. Louis Cardinals history and the first since September of 2001. Oh, so close.
I mean, unreal. And what a ride that everybody has been on tonight. Packy Naughton, your Chevy call to the bullpen to put a bow on this game. Dan, you were there for the Bud Smith. What was that like? What was the build-up, the whole evening?
Working with Mike Shannon that night on radio, the build-up was they still had one big weapon left, and it was Tony Gwynn.
It's a good weapon to have.
And he had been banged up that season a little bit, and he hits a rocket to short. And I thought, okay. I mean, he hit it so hard, and I mean, it's right at the shortstop. They get the out. They get Tony Gwynn. I thought, that's it. He's going to get it. And he got it that night for that young man that had 130 plus pitches. The Michael Wacha game against Washington, in which he had a little chopper get over the head of Michael Wacha with 2 outs.
Ryan Zimmerman.
Ryan Zimmerman was the one that broke it up, and now it's Cal Mitchell who breaks up the no-no here in this top of the 9th. It is Packy Naughton and a ground ball softly hit. The Cardinals will sweep the doubleheader, and they win it by the final of 9-1. And St. Louis, with this win, they are now 10 games above 500, 37-27. But this night is all about Miles Michaelis.
Yes, it is. I mean, Miles did it all tonight. He spotted up with everything. He took every single one of us on a magical ride that ended just one pitch short. You still see the smile on his face. What a night for him.
I mean, you've been in that spot, Brad, on that mound. You just don't get that many opportunities, if at all. And when you're one strike away, it's a punch in the gut, no doubt.
It is. It is. But you know what? Miles Michaelis, you want it. That's your chance at history. There's a reason that Ollie, the coaching staff, let him go out there and throw that many pitches. It was to chase that history. But he's going to be a big part. You're going to make a deep run this year, and Miles Michaelis is going to be a big reason why you're able to do it.
Just stay right here, and Jim Hayes will catch up with Miles Michaelis. And again, just sensational here tonight. 8 2/3. He strikes out 6, gives up 1 hit to the final man he saw. And that was Cal Mitchell with 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Jimmy, take it away.
Miles Michaelis 8 and 2 of 1 hit ball, 1 strike away from the no-hitter. A brilliant pitching performance, but I know you're disappointed you didn't get the no-hitter.
Yeah, it kind of stinks to not finish that out. I mean, I don't have one yet. I've got friends that have them. It would have been nice to join that conversation, but I can't say enough about our defense today. I mean, we were everywhere we had to be, and making fantastic plays all game. And I kind of feel like I let them down after all that great defense that I got today.
You didn't. You were brilliant out there, no question about it. The pitch count got high. You go over 100 pitches. Velocity was still good. Did you feel strong at the end?
Yeah, I'm in the best shape of my life. So, that's no problem for me. That's what starters kind of train all year for. I mean, that's be nice to do it in less pitches, but, going the distance is always the goal.
The pitch to Mitchell, take us through that.
Curveball's been pretty good all day, and, maybe tried to overthrow it just a little bit, left it a little bit up. Guy put a good swing on it. They put some really good swings on some good pitches today. And like I said, a couple deep fly balls to the track, and, that one just kind of kept going.
As you get closer and closer to the ninth, people were staying further and further away from you. What's it like in the dugout for a guy who has something like this going?
I kind of don't like it. I'm always talking to people during the game, and it kind of stinks, no one wanting to talk to me. But, that's kind of the superstition there, and I guess I'm okay with it.
Wonderful performance. We appreciate the time.
Thank you very much.
All right, Danny. Miles Michaelis.
All right, Jimmy, thank you. Miles was just amazing here tonight, and he comes up 1 pitch away from a historic night, but still pretty darn good. 8 2/3 and 1 hit. Cardinals win it 9-1. Back with more in a moment.